How's it going, John?
Hey, Eric. It is going well. It is going very well.
Another week.
Are you still
Another
fabulous?
podcast. I forgot to think
Fantastic.
of a new one. Fantastic. Exquisite. We'll go with exquisite.
Exquisite. That's even better. Exquisite.
Although,
wow.
It's totally false because I had a very boring week.
Okay. Yeah.
I did nothing worthy of note. I mean, unless you count roasting a chicken in our new speed oven, which turned out really good. No, I continued reading the 3-body problem.
6 months in.
Keep reading and it kind of gets interesting and then I get bored. But it's interesting enough that I'm going to keep reading when I'm bored. So
Okay. I'm telling you, man, you gotta read some of these.
I got to go check out the Royal Road stuff.
Progression fantasy things, whatever they're called. Like I don't know how it's pronounced. Zhansha. It's a Chinese thing. Xian something. Anyway, I don't know. They're like I said, they're completely and utterly brainless, but kind of addicting. Like, they're like chicken nuggets. I don't know. That's probably not a good thing because you could definitely run out of the desire for chicken nuggets. Maybe they're like peanut M&Ms. I'm not sure that I would ever get sick of like popping a peanut M&M in my mouth every couple minutes. But so I'm currently reading another one.
This took a weird turn.
I'm currently reading like a ridiculously funny title of a book. It's called Beware of Chicken. and I'm pretty sure that, and I have no idea how this actually started, but like I could totally see it being a challenge of, oh yeah, how about you write a book where the chicken is the cultivator. and he did. And it's super enjoyable. So,
okay.
Anyway, yeah, it's a spirit beast.
Nice. My brainless thing over the weekend was I stumbled across a show called The Rig on Amazon. It's an Amazon original.
Okay.
And the whole premise, it's actually kind of a cool sci-fi premise. The premise is they're out on an oil rig.
A platform?
Yes.
Okay.
An oil platform, out on an oil platform, and they start to notice weird things happening from down below in the earth. And to spoil it a little bit, there is ancient life that the oil rig is drilling into that starts to surface, and they discover and start mapping out that this has happened every time there was a mass extinction event.
Oh.
And so anyways, it was season 1. And season 1 ends on a cliffhanger.
Okay.
Which was slightly annoying but it was,
Are they going to do a season 2?
They called it season 1 instead of just the 6 episodes of The Rig. So I assume there's a season 2 coming.
But it's one of those. It's one of those modern seasons that has six episodes.
Yeah. It's just 6 episodes.
Okay.
But it was enjoyable enough that I kind of binge watched the whole thing. So
okay.
But it was cool to just kind of see how an oil rig actually works because it looks like it's filmed on the oil rig and you're going down tiny hallways. Anyways, it was kind of cool.
Yeah, that seems cool. That seems cool. Okay.
That was my cultural enlightenment for the week. Watching a show about oil rigs.
Sure that can constitute as cultural enlightenment. Yeah. But speaking of cultural enlightenment, I got to go to the symphony again. Well, January was a crazy month for us because we had like 3 tickets or something like that.
I was going to say, you just were there.
I know. Yeah, we had Itzhak Perlman. We did the Harry Potter. And then this was another like guest violinist, Vadim Gluzman. And he was also tremendous. Although, I think I've said before, he played a concerto that was written for him by a I think Nordic composer. And so and just in general, I like the modern music. Is not nearly as appealing to me generally as like the classical music.
Right.
And they're just a lot of noise. but the composer of the piece, so this was a world premiere, so first time it had been played anywhere for a public. And the composer was there, and the composer came up and gave like a quick little 3 or 4 minute talk about what he was trying to convey, and that helped for sure.
Okay.
Because you could kind of hear what he mentioned, and it was anyway, that was interesting. But the cool thing about the symphony was after the intermission, so they played one piece, Finlandia by Sibelius, and then Vadim Gluzman did his piece before the intermission, and then intermission, come back, and they did Tchaikovsky's Fifth, which was great. And like half, just a part way through the first movement, my wife elbowed me and kind of leaned over, and she's like, "Look at the back of the seconds, the second violinist." And I'm like, "Huh?" And so I look, and I'm like, and Vadim Gluzman was literally sitting in the back of the orchestra playing with the, with the second violins. And he played the whole second half of the symphony just as a normal person in the back, not the premier, sort of rock star violinist.
Right.
And I was totally picturing, I mean, he must love music, like, and he must have played many of these pieces. And like, how cool would it be to be like, do you mind if I just kind of sit in for, this performance? Like, maybe he practiced it with them earlier. Maybe he has played it a billion times. I know nothing about the actual story behind it, other than that he, and they didn't make a big deal out of it. I'm not sure how many other people. I'm sure many other people noticed, but they.
Yeah.
It was just like, and now he kind of came out and played with the symphony, and we're trying to also, like, you play these stories in your head. You're like, how would you like to be the person in the very back of the seconds? And I mean, every violinist at the organ symphony is good, but they generally are seated in the order of skill. I mean, the first chair is number one, right up closest, second chair, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But, you're sitting in the back, and then Vadim is sitting right next to you, like, 12 inches away, and playing on his Stradivarius, on loan from the Stradivari Society, because those instruments, every single one of those instruments has a 300-year story, 400-year story of how they, made it where they are. Anyway, I don't know. It was just kind of cool, and
nice.
That was fun. So the other thing that I have been doing for this past week and a half is I got a kind of a bug to digitize all my old videos on tape. Not on the mini DVs. I think most of them are on the mini DVs. I've got some other bigger ones, and actually, you lent me your camcorder, the big one,
right? Which
I haven't used yet. But your dongle chain of success that actually goes from the mini DV output through
the Sony proprietary mini DV output,
exactly, down through FireWire to Thunderbolt to USB-C works.
It's fantastic.
I don't know how you figured that out, but
I am quite proud of my dongle chain of success, and I'm glad it is working for you.
But so I've recorded I've not recorded. I guess I've transcribed, digitized. I don't know. It's already digital. Anyway, whatever. I have converted them onto the computer and moved them into Apple Photos so that they get backed up in the cloud. And, I'm probably 25% of the way through my tapes.
Nice.
But anyway, so that has, consuming a chunk of time. But anyway, and that is working totally awesome, which is cool.
Good.
So you didn't even watch a football game this past weekend?
Nope. No. I just don't have football just does not have the same draw for me as it used to anymore. So.
Okay. All right. Well, that's cool. I intended to watch a football game this weekend, but evidently, as a friend of mine has said, time is complicated. And in the spirit of being super well prepared and informed, I must have looked at something and said, oh, hey, there's a game at 3 and a game at 6. Well, I'll catch the 6 o'clock game. And when I turned on the TV at about 6:10, it was the fourth quarter and it was almost over. And I'm like, oh,
6 p.m. Eastern.
I'm going to guess that was Eastern. Yeah, exactly. So, well, whatever. I don't know.
I'm sure I will watch the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Just like I watch all the big events anymore. The World Cup, Super Bowl, World Series, those things. But yeah, the rest of it, I got better things. They gotta work their way up to earn the Eric viewing time, like the rig. Yes, they need to be in a place where I can stumble across it when I'm super bored. This whole playing on a schedule and times, that's what messes with me.
Exactly. All right, my friend. Well, how about a topic?
Well, we haven't piled onto LastPass for a while, so I thought we would.
It's been a couple of weeks.
And no, there was a new report out on the company that owns LastPass, GoTo. They used to be called Log Me In. They have remote software. Anyways, this company now has confirmed that they too, and others of their services, the products under their larger umbrella, were also, discovered unusual activity within other companies they own as well. And, they're contacting customers with information and what to do. They're resetting passwords for people out of, air quote, out of an abundance of caution. Any multi-factor authentication gets reauthorized, et cetera.
Since that happened so long ago that this is an abundance of caution.
Yes.
I'm not sure how much caution there is.
The kicker that I noticed for the first time here, which I don't recall seeing elsewhere, was the GoTo CEO said, and quoting from their blog post to their customers, "Our investigation to date has determined that a threat actor exfiltrated encrypted backups from a third-party cloud storage service related to the following products, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, their products. We have," and this is the bonus line that I hadn't seen before, "we also have evidence that a threat actor exfiltrated the encryption key for a portion of the encrypted backups." So, in other words, they exfiltrated all their backups, not the encrypted backups, because they got the encryption key. They now have all the backups.
Yeah, my recollection, the last time we talked, they had said, "Oh yeah, they took a bunch of stuff, but it was encrypted." Huh.
Yeah. Now it's, but they also apparently have the encryption key. So, not to pile on, but if you use any of the services from GoTo, the Log Me In guys, LastPass, let's see, some of these others were Central, Pro, Join.me, Hamachi, Remotely Anywhere. I think they're the Go to My PC folks, although they specifically called out the Go to My PC was not affected in their letter. So there you go. More loss of data. Security is hard.
Yeah, I read a statement, like a quote, the other day that was basically like AWS defaulting S3 to encryption at rest does not protect you at all from misconfigured buckets. Something along those lines.
Yeah.
Like, just because I guess I gathered from that, I inferred from that AWS is changing their default policy to be default encryption on. But regardless, that does not matter when it comes to are your bucket policies permissions too promiscuous or too open.
Yeah.
Well, I brought 2 articles tonight. So the first one, there's lots about Chat GPT in the news. Oh no, AI is going to be doing, kids' homework. Oh no, AI is going to be writing, articles. Wouldn't that be unique and problematic? They've been doing that for a while. So there were a couple of stories that came out in the last couple of weeks, but the one that I put in here is a story in The Verge about CNET and how long CNET has actually been having AI written stories that have been published, and how many errors are in them. and so they, it says they went back and issued corrections in 41 out of the 77 stories the outlet published that were written using an AI tool. That's what they said. So I don't know that 77 is the full denominator, but it's of the ones that they claimed at least. So, it doesn't say they were using ChatGPT, just that they were using an AI tool. My guess is ChatGPT will actually wind up being better than whatever it was that they were using, because it is pretty good.
I on this aspect of, are kids going to use AI to write term papers for themselves? I would be more curious. Can teachers use AI to grade said stories, for accuracy and whatever? That would be.
It's like reinforcement learning.
Yeah, that would be a better use of AI, is help teachers grade stuff. Anywho,
but you don't. It's not just the hey, give it a grade. It's also the identify specific things to flag for improvement. I mean, I think that'd be the trickier thing. It sounds like the part of the problem was they used it to do a number of financial articles. Things like it says articles with corrections included ones titled "What is compound interest? How much should you keep in a CD? Does home equity loan affect private mortgage insurance?" and dozens more. It said, let's see. Part of the reason for that is because the parent company evidently owns a bunch of other, outlets, but they get, credit card advertising is fairly lucrative,
Sure.
So, and that part of their corrections said something along the lines of, quote, "We've replaced phrases that were not entirely original."
Also known as.
So, whatever language model the AI was trained on, I'm sure it was happy to turn around and spit right back out, but that those might not be, let's say, original. Mm-hmm. And then I don't know, the thing with, for me, like, a lot of these things sounded like they involved explaining math. And like, I could totally see how you could train a model to explain like real, like math, like pure math, that kind of thing. But almost all the interactions that we have with things like compound interest, the investments, stocks, bonds, the market, that kind of stuff. Like, yeah, it's math adjacent, but like there's so much nuance in every one of those interactions that, I don't know how you could expect a model to be accurate in something where, there's money on the line, which is crazy to me. But anyway,
that's what a blockchain's for.
That doesn't even make any sense. What?
Money involved.
You're like,
sorry,
blockchain.
Sniping with blockchain.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so the net of this article is that they have paused the use of their AI authoring tool, but that they quote, let's see, expect CNET. This is their who's Guglielmo. Doesn't really say. It says expect CNET to continue exploring and testing how. Oh, editor-in-chief. Okay, there we go. Expect CNET to continue exploring and testing how AI can be used to help our teams. Help our teams as they go about their work, testing, researching, and crafting the, quote, unbiased advice and fact-based reporting we are known for. Okay. Let's see. The process may not always be easy or pretty, but we're going to continue embracing it, and any new tech we believe makes life better. Okay.
All right.
At least, and it sounds like it's a she. It says in her memo today. So at least she's
doubling down.
A straight shooter. Okay, maybe.
Yeah.
Better than doublespeak, in my mind. Okay, my second article. I don't know if you use GitHub Desktop.
Yep.
Do you? Okay.
Yeah.
Were you impacted by this?
And I haven't seen this
yet. If you hadn't seen this, then you probably should update before February 2nd, which is tomorrow. So it says on December 7th, so 2 months ago, GitHub detected unauthorized access to a set of repositories used in the planning and development of GitHub Desktop and Atom. After a thorough investigation, we have concluded there was no risk to GitHub.com services as a result of this unauthorized access, and no unauthorized changes were made to these projects. But a set of encrypted code signing certificates were exfiltrated. They're saying that there's no evidence that the password, so it says the certificates were password protected and we have no evidence of malicious use. But as a preventative measure, they will revoke the exposed certificates used for GitHub Desktop and Atom applications. Revoking these certificates will invalidate some versions of GitHub Desktop.
Okay.
So it was
I just launched it and it popped up and said, you need to update.
You need to update.
Click
there you
here. Go. Okay.
I don't think I have played with it in the past, but I'm not a religious user of it. I do have it. All right. I should do the same. So what about this? So they are, let's see, 3 of the certificates that were taken that are still valid. It says 2 DigiCert code signing certificates used for Windows and an Apple Developer ID certificate.
Okay.
So they're revoking all 3 of these certificates on February 2nd. And let's see, the 2 DigiCert certificates, one expired on January 4th and the second's going to expire February 1st, so today. So, once they're expired, they can't be used to sign code. But they can, they're planning to still revoke them just in case anything else got signed with them. It will invalidate the, use of them to validate code signed at all. And then it says they are having to work with Apple to monitor for any new executable files like applications that were signed with the Apple Developer ID, but that it also will be revoked tomorrow.
Okay.
So, and it sounds like they have already published new versions of all the apps. So the main action on that is, hey, go update if you use Atom or the GitHub Desktop. You need to update it.
Done.
But the disclosure and everything else was really well done by GitHub. So, as I think I would like to expect.
All right.
How about something fun?
Well, my something fun is a website. Now, you remember a long time ago when you only had text-based monitors, not fancy GUIs. There was this game called Snakes, right? And the snake, you would use the arrow keys and it would go around the screen and go longer and longer, and you just try to avoid things. And even it was like early phones, cell phones, you could do this on phones. Well, this website, slither.io, only appears to work in Safari. I couldn't get it to work in Chrome. That might be a me thing. Because there's a it uses WebSockets and HTTP, not HTTPS. But it is a high-def version of Snakes, as well as multiplayer game of Snakes. And you use your mouse to zoom around.
I'm pretty sure, seen my kids playing this.
Oh, yeah?
And I'm sorry, can you eat other players?
If you bump into them, yeah.
Oh, I died.
You die.
Ah, okay. Okay. I didn't realize. Yeah, okay, this is pretty cool.
It's kind of fun. So there you go, slither.io. How long can you go?
Do you get faster as you go longer?
You push the up arrow and you'll go faster.
Oh, okay. And
anyways.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
A one-off, great for a podcast, slither.io. Channel your inner old person and go play Snakes, slither.io.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay, sorry, I'm playing it. Oh. There's a lot of people down here.
Yeah. A multiplayer Snakes game.
Okay, that's pretty cool. I'm having fun. All right, I should die. What's with the star? Oh, that's weird. Anyway, okay, stop. All right. How do I die? Yeah, I guess I can go run into something. Boom. Oh, I went right through.
You can always just stop playing.
Oh, you can? Is that truly something you can do?
Close the browser tab. I know you're not a big browser tab closer.
This is true. What? How do you close a browser tab? I'm not sure. That's something that happens in life.
You can click. All right. That's my something fun.
Okay, my something fun. I have something fun as well. All right, my something fun is I saw a link to this in Popular Mechanics, but the article we'll put in here seems a little bit better, more informative, is in Universe Today. And it is this is totally a clickbaity title. It says, scientists build a teeny tiny tractor beam.
Dun, dun, dun. Isn't that just called gravity?
No. A tractor beam is using light to pull an object to you, not to push away. So, right, I mean, you have or using something to pull, but
mass. So you're saying you're pulling, but not mass, right? 'Cause
there's no physical connection.
Again, isn't that the concept of gravity?
There's no physical connection.
There's no physical connection in gravity. Am I ruining your topic?
You're ruining my topic. Yeah.
All right, I'm sorry. Tractor beams, cool. It's like Star Wars. Tell me more.
Build a tractor. So if you had a pair of gravity gauntlets that you could use to increase gravity in a specific place, would that be what's the fancy word of saying that? Isomorphic to a tractor beam? I don't think so. I think you would still say it's different, but whatever. I don't know. I don't care. Anyway, even though it is I'm
thinking of very tiny black holes right now.
Even though it they say it's a tractor beam, whatever. So I love this other part of here. It says part of microscopic tractor beams are employed in devices called optical tweezers. I have never heard of an optical tweezer.
But not either.
Okay, it says there's a picture in the article. Optical tweezers use lasers to move microscopic objects like atoms and nanoparticles. They're used in biology, nanotechnology, and in medicine. So there you go. So what do you do when you need to pick up an atom? Evidently, you use optical tweezers. I didn't know that.
Okay.
So now I feel like I'm illuminated by light, which is what you would use for a tractor beam. Okay, wait, sorry. Okay. All right. But that's microscopic. This is macroscopic. So it says the team of researchers has successfully demonstrated a macroscopic tractor beam. They published the paper explaining their work in journal Optics Express.
Using a very fancy flashlight.
And it's by a researcher out of Lee Wang. But it's pulling, not pushing. That's the difference. Because like solar, what do you call it? The engine where it's radiation that just sort of pushes at it. Solar sail. Okay, it's obvious. You get something big, light can push on things because that's not, I don't know, that's intuitive, let's say.
Okay.
But having it pull is the weird thing, right? Okay. Yeah, that's fine. You can remain your skeptical self.
Lasers can pull. Okay.
Which you should, because they can't really.
Which is it?
I think this is a bit of a BS. So what they did is they used a, what did they call it? They said it was like something that was transparent. They basically used heat, but they made it so that the far side of the object heats up. So, here's the thing. Sure, the initial experiment was done in a highly controlled lab, manipulating a specific type of graphene composite and under a rarefied gaseous environment with a much lower air pressure than Earth's atmosphere. So, put a bunch of qualifications on it, but they did say, so it says, with our new approach, the light pulling force has a much larger amplitude. In fact, it is more than 3 orders of magnitude larger than the light pressure used to drive a solar sail, which uses the momentum of photons to exert a small pushing force. So 3 orders of magnitude is 1,000 times better. That's not insignificant.
Okay.
Anyway, so our technique provides a non-contact and long-distance pulling approach, which may be useful for various scientific experiments. The rarefied gas environment we use to demonstrate the technique is similar to what's found on Mars. Therefore, it might have the potential for one day manipulating vehicles or aircraft on Mars. Fine, whatever. There's a video on that page that shows what it is, and it basically they have a little.
I see a thing dangling from
fragment that when the light comes on, it moves toward the light. That's all it is. But hey. It's a tractor beam, kind of. You seem unconvinced.
It's horizontal gravity.
It's my fun thing. So there you go.
All right.
There are many fun things in the world, and this one is mine.
I'm gonna go play snakes.
All right. Well, you go play snakes.
That'd be cool if it was real.
Enjoy. Well,
I think a tractor beam would be cool.
One small step for Star Trek.
One giant leap for Star Wars? Wait, who was it? What was... Oh, speaking of the Oregon Symphony, they're doing a Star Trek versus Star Wars.
I know. I was like, are we sure we should have tickets for that? And my wife was like, I think we've got enough tickets at the moment. So, but...
all right, dude.
Anyway.
Well, that was a fun way to end.
There you go.
Brightened my week. Thank you.
There you go. Oh, good. May your week be ever more exquisite.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Have a good night, John.
I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.